Greetings and salutations. The last video there, I want to be clear, I wasn't looking for a pat on the back or a way to go Uncle Mike. I was just telling you what was on my mind. I appreciate the comments on it. I've been thinking since then, and I think what the problem is I think it's time to move on. I think it's time to head out to the West Coast. I've been thinking for a long time I'd like to go to Vegas, work security probably in a casino or something, or get to the West Coast. Not so sure about whether or not I'd stick in security on the West Coast, to be honest with you. Maybe it's just time to just go out and do something different, you know? Maybe that's what it is. I've been doing security most of my adult life, and I think maybe it's time for something new, a new chapter. I'm really thinking I want to move to the West Coast. The problem is I don't have enough money to just move out there and wait a couple months to find a job. I need to line up some kind of job, you know, any job, so I can have something to get out there and start doing. So, I mean, I don't have huge bills. I mean, basically I got my truck and my cell phone bill. That's about it. I mean, you know, I don't really have a lot of things, and I think maybe that's the point. I mean, I think I can still pick up roots and go. I mean, up to this point, I've kind of tried the traditional life, and it hasn't worked. Maybe it's time to just shake things up. I really think that's what's been bothering me. It's just this job, while it's a great job, is not going to do anything more than it's doing now. There'll never be a promotion. There'll never be a raise. There just isn't any place for me to go at this job. And my folks, they've got a perfect place to live down here in Florida. It's a good location, medical, everything is set up for them. I mean, I feel good knowing that they were here, you know. And I think it's just time. I'd really like to get to the West Coast. If only my buddy Larry, Mobile Tech, only if he needed some hired help out there. Oh, I'd be out there in a heartbeat. But, so I don't know. I have to look into that. You can't really, in this economy, you're not going to be able to find a job on opposite side of the coast that's going to be waiting for you. I'm not really sure how I'm going to be able to pull that off. But, I mean, I've got to have something when I get out there, wherever that be. I mean, I'd like to be in Vegas. I could do Vegas. I could do Cali. I could do Oregon. I could do Washington, I suppose. My dad's family's in Washington. But I could even do New Mexico, I suppose. You know, maybe get to New Mexico, Nevada, and work there for a little while, and then all the way. But the point being is, I think that's that's been bothering me. I think it's just time. I've always wanted to be out there. You know, once I made that move out of Maine, once I broke that getting out of what I knew and got down here, I realized how much I enjoy being in someplace different and not being tied down. And I think that's really been what's gnawing at me a little bit. Is I just want to be into something else. I know my fiance doesn't have preferences to where I am. Matter of fact, she'd like to be in San Francisco, I think. So, and plus the West Coast make for a shorter flight for her, and I just feel like that's the way to go. I'm still young enough that I can just pick up and go if I want, but I really need to have some kind of a job out there somewhere that I can go to. You know, if anybody's got any suggestions, please leave a comment down in the bucket, because, you know, I'd really like to be out there by the end of this year. I really think that's my goal. I got to start spending money from here on out. I'm just going to pay what I got to pay for bills, and everything else I'm just going to start sticking into the savings account. And I really, by 2014, I want to be out there. I mean, I'd like to be out there by next month, but that's just not going to happen. I don't know. It's time to go. I mean, I think that's what's been bothering me. I've been feeling like there was no place for me to go, you know? Like, what's the best? Let's say you find a frog or something, and you put a cup over it to hold the frog in place so you can get a piece of paper underneath it and then release the frog outside. I feel like a frog in that cup. I feel like, you know, there's no place for me to go here, so I have to go someplace else. And as for the eye treatments, I'm sure I could find another place out there. I'm sure the place I go to now would probably have somebody in mind or something out there, but I don't know. It just feels like I gotta go. I mean, it's the same feeling I had when I came back from Thailand, when I decided that I wasn't going to be able to stick it out up in Maine any longer. But even more so than that, you know. So I think that's what I'm thinking, guys. I mean, you know, I need your input. Anybody got any suggestions about work or what have you? I mean, I'm definitely open to any input you might have. But I think that's what's been bothering me. I think it's just time to start another chapter in my life. Getting down here was kind of like the breaking out of the old life I had in Maine when the ex-wife left and everything. And when I've been down here, it's been, you know, it was rough. First year, 2 years that I was here, I didn't have work. Been working now for over a year, so the resume looks a little bit better now. And I'm really just thinking it's time to make that move. Vegas, doing security in Vegas would be fine with me. But if I could find something on the West Coast or at least closer to the West Coast that I could do for a little while, maybe 6 months or so, and then pop on over to the West Coast, I think that'd be the best thing. I mean, it's I can't tell you how much it just dawned on me when I was just thinking about it, because ever since I made that last video, I've been thinking in my head, you know, what's going on, and I think that's what it is. I think it's just time. I want to do it, and so I gotta somehow make this happen, and sooner the better. But if I can do it by the end of the year, that would be good. But it's to me, it's like a done deal in my head. I want to go. It needs to happen, and now it's just a matter of making the right moves and getting it over there. So any input you guys have, please leave it down below. I will definitely pay attention to what you got to say. That's about it. I guess I'm going to give some serious thought to my days off. Maybe I can start looking for work. It's just so hard to get a job lined up. If I knew somebody out there that could hook me up with something, even a part-time job, because, you know, as long as I got enough to cover, you know, my car payment and my cell phone bill to start off with, that's enough. I mean, if I could crash at somebody's place, you know, and kind of get an establishment and then get out there and do my thing, that would be good. But I don't really know anybody out there. I mean, you know, it just isn't. Most of the people I know are on the East Coast. There's a few YouTubers out there, but I don't know. So any input, put her down the bucket. Alright, I guess I'm going to do a little more thinking and see what's going to happen. I'll catch you wonderful people in the next video.